I'm in my room right now. We're in
There she
Chicago.
is.
Hi.
What up, Maria? All right.
First
She got,
appearance on the podcast. I
hold
First
told her
on.
I wanted to have
appearance.
her on here. So
Turn this sideways real quick. All right.
Where you got to unlock your phone.
Oh,
Unlock your
he's one of them.
yeah, I'm not good. I'm not good with this
There he
stuff.
is. Look at you. Still got the spray tan and all. All right, Maria, you were there in person. So what did you see? What was your honest feedback of Drew's physique? Was this his best time, best look of all time, or do you think he can be better?
He can always be better, right?
Okay, let's
be real. I want you to be real too. Don't fucking stroke his ego right now
No,
either.
I'm not gonna stroke his ego. I told him that his Olympia look, he was tighter. But that was because he was trying to fill out and he had those 2 days to like really eat a lot of
Yeah,
food.
extra days.
That
Okay.
was my opinion. But I thought he made a lot of improvements, but he was definitely I liked his look better at the Olympia because he was tighter.
You're a real one. All right.
Yeah.
Hey, okay.
Yeah,
All
I agree. I agree as well. It was two different looks. I mean, one look was, a fuller look. The approach for filling out was different. Being in front of Tyler, I wanted to show him what he's always critiqued, and that was my back. So the back was improved. It's still something that could take more improvements, but it was improved a lot. But because I filled out so much to show it full on stage, it took away from the conditioning that I'm known for. Now I was still peeled, I was still the tightest on stage. I still had the conditioning that is within the range of what I'm known for, but it wasn't as crisp to what Tyler Mannion has seen before, and that's what his feedback was. So he said back has definitely improved a lot. It could keep improving. But I've seen you crispier and you're known for that. Your front shot, you're known for that. So when you don't bring that, it's almost like you know, he rather see me crispier than full, if that makes sense.
Mm,
right.
yeah.
So he said,
Yeah.
don't worry about the back. Just bring in the Olympia conditioning that I had. The back is still going to be up, and just keep doing that. Focus on the Olympia. So good feedback. I
How
mean,
how many how many fucking carbs did he load you with? 800 or 900
it was like 900 grams of carbs, not
900?
of rice. It was
in total? In
cream of
total.
rice, like 400 grams of rice per meal. Cream of rice was like 150
I
grams.
think I did 850 for the Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
What
And
the
that's
hell?
where I think the
Yeah.
fullness was crazy, but I didn't have the look as tight as what I'm known for. And I'm talking about my absolute best. Like when we're talking about the best, the most crispy, grainy, peeled dry look ever. I was still within the range, but it wasn't my best ever as far as that. So it's still a matter of finding the balance between the fullness and the conditioning.
Yeah.
Um, but I'm just going to go all out for the Olympia and just be as conditioned as I possibly can. Ariel was right there when we talked. I sent you that photo of me and Tyler talking. I was like, the feedback was kind of not
Weird.
expected because he's been telling me for years and years and years, it's like, bring your back up, bring your back up, bring your back up. And it finally acknowledged that my back has been brought up significantly, but he prefers when I'm razor sharp, like I was at the Olympia. And he's like, don't even worry about the back anymore. So it's kind of like, for example, Alex, like, it's like he
But the
has
thing is,
everything but the
and for
conditioning.
people but don't let people misunderstand that. The reason he's saying don't worry about the back is because the back is already improved. That's not saying, oh, just
Yes.
stop doing X, Y, and Z and just focus on the conditioning. For those people
Yeah,
out there watching this, yeah.
exactly.
I said
Exactly.
this, I said this, and you're going to hear it in my video. I say you have a top 10 front shot in the world. I
Oh, for
think
sure.
your front shot is so
Absolutely.
good that it actually hurts you when you face the back because it's like
Yes.
10 versus like,
Like the Brandon effect. Now, Brandon,
yeah,
I had this conversation with Maria the other day. Brandon still has a denser back than me. It's not a comparison as far as my back versus his. He still has a denser back than me. He's still a three-time Mr. Olympia. His front shot, arguably one of the best, if not the
Yes,
best
yeah.
in men's physique. But it's the same thing with him when he walks out, his front is so dramatically like impactful
Good.
when you look at it
yeah,
that when he
yeah,
does face the rear, it's almost like you're like, oh, like because we just seen this great 10 out of 10 front, when he faces the back, it'd still be like 7.5 out of 10 from the back, especially when he's next to Banks, who has a back the way he does. It makes it almost look like you're losing those points, because there's a lot of guys in the league that have a lot better backs than me, and I'm beating them. And why is that?
Yep.
The front pose, the conditioning, the stage presence is another thing that Ben Quill said. When I walk out on stage, it's almost like all eyes are on me because they're watching. Like, just when you come out and you hit it, it's just like it's a statement.
It's an aura, bro. It's an
But I'm
aura.
gonna tell
Exactly.
you right, that's what I was just about to say. But the thing is, and as much as people hate to have people believe in themselves, Drew believes in himself, right? He talks the shit that he's gonna do. He holds himself to a certain standard, and it's the same for me. So when I step out and say, it's the same thing that they're expecting something great. So again, when you step out on the stage and you deliver, that expectation has been met. Yes, it may not have been, oh, this crispy sharp Drew that we're used to seeing, but an overall balance of what we just saw was probably the best that you've probably ever seen.
Exactly.
That's what I was going to
You
say,
know,
Exactly.
Aaron. I
so
think from all the
it's
years of watching you, this whenever you turn to the back, it was the closest that I think you could have been to like being dead even with yourself from like a back and front shot perspective. I was like, holy crap! Because I mean, back in the day, I used to remember I would be like, oh, Drew's going to turn to the back, and these other guys are gonna beat him pretty handily in this pose. And you turned
Mhm.
around this time, and I was like,
It
damn,
wasn't like
like,
that. It wasn't like
no,
that.
Yeah.
no, and
And the
dude,
thing is, I didn't expect it neither because I
yeah.
haven't seen Drew's back.
And dude,
Yeah.
the size of
Just
you,
besides
man,
the
looking
workouts.
at this, that's what blew me away. As I looked at you, I was like, he looks bigger than these guys on stage, and
Yeah.
he's known for being the most shredded. So you brought both of those things in this
He's
package.
wider, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, wow, dude.
With the fullness too. So I was around 208.9 on stage. So the weigh-in was 202. I was actually over my cap the morning of. So I had Ariel still wanted me to eat and just have like a liter of water and my normal breakfast. And by that time I was already like 206. And I had to make weight and it was at 4 p.m. So I went to Pure Muscle, a little bit of a drive out the way, but I'm like, I have to go there. Had a little bit of a chest depletion, had a sweat going. And then afterwards, I didn't plan on doing cardio, but it's almost like I had to because I weighed myself and I was like 203.7. I'm like, all right, I'm going to keep this sweat going a little bit, put my sweats back on, absorb a little bit. Got off cardio after 35, 40 minutes and then back on the scale weighed in my briefs and I was like 201.6 or 201.8. It was like around there.
Oh,
And I'm like, it's so close. And then I was late to check-ins because I didn't plan on doing that much cardio. So on the way there, stuck in traffic. If anybody doesn't know, Toronto is like a mini New York. So if you're going 5 miles, it could take 40 minutes. So we left the gym around like 3:30, then get the check-ins about like 4:30, and it was at 4. But Ben Quill told me that, they're on 212 and classic and all this stuff. So when I got there, check-in time worked perfect. I weighed in just like an oversized t-shirt and my sweats, and I was 201.6. So I think
yeah.
just from stressing out about the weight, I got there. Scales are all different, but by the time I got there, I was like, okay, I was right on the money. So from that moment on, got my meal two in at like 5 p.m. and then stayed up a little bit later, pushing those carbs, and then the real load started Saturday morning.
Yep.
And from that point on, after a good night's sleep, waking up, getting the food in, being able to digest it, I noticed I'm like a bottomless pit, and that was the most carbs that I've had ever.
Dude,
Yeah,
900
and,
grams. That's insane.
yeah, and being around that night, I went to bed like 212 or 213, so that's a solid 10 pounds.
Wait, real quick, just for the viewers out there, what does like 900 grams look like per meal? Say you have 5 to 7 meals, however many you have.
400 grams of
350.
white rice per meal.
Did you do
Oh,
400?
dude. How
Yeah.
many
See,
meals?
the
Five,
thing
six?
is, I think I did 400 plus some rice cakes in most meals, and then we kind of tapered down in
Yeah.
the evening.
Yeah, Aaron, I was in your room and you had like 350 grams of rice. I was like, God damn, dude.
It's it's
Yeah.
it's crazy how fast your body shells through it. It's
It,
like
it,
still
it
Oh,
eating
yeah,
like
burns
I'm
it.
starving.
crazy.
It burns
Yeah.
it because your metabolism is firing.
You got to
Oh,
chase
yeah.
it, and that's how you get that fullness. And it's a different approach than we've ever done. We kind of did like a trial peak the previous week because I would always do sushi. So I'm lighter throughout the day, and I replace meal six with like 4 rolls of sushi. And our real
Yep.
secret trick with that. Some guys can handle it, some guys can't. Some guys can do the burger and fry. I never did well with that.
I've
The
never did
sushi
it.
always worked good with the sodium, and that's why I think obviously being fuller with more carbs, more elongated the process and not just like it's not like a last second backload, but it was still built up throughout the week slowly.
Yeah.
But yeah, the look, I mean, definitely brought out my fullness. Like I said on stage, like being 208, that's still 6 pounds over the cap. So it shows how much I still had to really push down to be where I was at. But now I know, like, gonna take the break. This is the first time I ever qualified, the first show out, and got to do what I can to just
I've
the mental break so I could go right back into it.
I have so many questions. I want to first start off with saying this, brother. Congratulations.
Thank you.
One and done. Like I know how that feels. I had my first one last year and it took the stress off of everything, right? The prep was so much easier. The confidence in yourself throughout the process was just there, right? And again, now you setting your sights on your top 10, I do believe you have what it takes to be there. You've shown it so many times. You were this close and now you've made improvements. You just got to find how to peak the new body that you're bringing.
Yeah.
We've seen it with Aaron, where he put on so much muscle. Now he had to learn how to peak that version of him, not the previous version of him, right?
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
I have a question. This is something that I've always wondered and just came out of my mind when you said it and you were talking about weigh-ins. Why doesn't the IFBB partner with a scale brand or something that we can all use universally across the board to weigh ourselves in order to somewhat have accuracy when we're prepping ourselves? Instead of having like a 3-4 pound difference, potentially depending on the scale, you could be screwed. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
I mean, these are questions that come to mind too. My mind.
Hey Alex, hey Alex.
I bet
They
Aaron,
ain't doing that shit.
they ain't doing it.
No.
Oh, I thought
You
Aaron
should have
was
saw they had it in like a pizza pan tray because it was on this carpet.
like, see what I
Because
mean?
the hall was like
Yeah.
carpet. They had it on the pizza pan tray to make it leveled.
It's too many shows.
Yeah,
It's too many shows for them to even think about doing
it
that.
makes sense, but it just
No.
seems like it would be a lot of. I don't know. It'd be difficult. They do it that their way. You zero out a scale. It's like that's zero.
You
Yeah.
guys got your height cards though now, right? They do like the whole.
Yeah, no, it's I mean, it's not a card, but it's in the system that they know.
Okay.
So when these guys
Yeah.
enter the show,
Locked in officially at
it
5'10". So
goes whatever. So it shows how tall you are. But
Chris,
they
what's
still
your,
have to weigh in regardless.
Chris, what's your weight cap?
217.
How
270.
tall are you?
yeah, 5'11", 6 foot. Yeah.
6 foot.
Yeah, but I go like this. So like whenever I'm at the
Wait,
weigh-in,
How are
I
you?
go-
You're not 227?
I go
Oh,
like this.
oh, my bad. You're
Go ahead, you can say it, Aaron. You can say
no, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna do that to my guy.
What?
it.
I thought he was
He said,
No, no, I'm
oh,
not, bro.
Walker, you're
I'll say it right up. No, I haven't got there yet, but I'm gonna be there next
You're an
year.
asshole, Alex.
But,
the way
I wasn't
Yeah,
taking it there. I'm like 217. Like, no,
Wait,
you gotta,
okay. All right, Drew, is there anybody in the show? We'll pull up the lineup again, but was there anybody in the show who stood out to you outside of yourself?
100% Shun. I mean, I even told him after the show, I'm like, you were pushing me. Shun. I always pronounce his name a little bit wrong, but he's a really good guy. I know he's been at the Olympia previously. Really, really dope structure. The only thing is he is smaller frame wise. He has a great taper for his shape, and that's where I think I'm overwhelming in this lineup because I have the clavicle structure, I have the conditioning, I have the fullness. The back could be argued. He has a really, really good back. Arguably better than mine. I mean, I'll give him that. I mean, he has the density, but if you just look at my width and where your eye goes on stage, and just the taper and just the sheer uh, size and shape, it's very overwhelming. So this was the first time that I've ever been a part of a show where there wasn't a callback at the end. It was first call out, they moved it, and it was within probably 2 minutes.
You stayed the
you're
whole time. You
stupid.
stayed in the same spot. the whole
You
time.
stayed there the whole time.
Yeah.
There was nothing to even judge.
Yeah. I mean, he still pushed me too because he's a sensation over there in Japan.
Yeah.
It's funny because he talks such clear English. He's well spoken and he's
Yeah.
he's a really nice, humble guy. And I started to get this weird feeling because online there's some platforms that post like side by sides and they hype it up and they're taking like his best video and picture and they're like zooming it close and structuring it to where it makes him, look better than me in the video. And then they're taking like my worst video
I saw that.
and I start seeing this stuff and like obviously this
Welcome
lighting
to bodybuilding.
yeah, but you see like his fan base, he's got like damn near 300,000 followers and that's not anything that he's in control of, but you see it And everybody's gonna think it was the same thing with Legions. I saw a lot of people were like, he should have won, he should have been number one instead of Andre and all these guys. And you know what? He's gonna have his day. He looks great. It's just
He has a good
no.
look. How
Yeah, no,
tall is
he
he?
has a great look, and I think this was his best ever, to be honest with you.
I
Um,
agree. I
the
agree.
How tall
lighting,
is
it
he?
does not do. He's 5'8", I believe. His cap was like 184 or 185. He told me he's still like not at it completely because I asked him backstage, but he poses, and when you look at videos and pictures, he appears so much bigger than he actually
I agree with that too.
is. Like the way that he poses, like it with me having 25 pounds on him on stage, it didn't really seem like that when you get the pictures. You could tell that obviously I have more size, but the way that he poses, it didn't seem like it was 25 pounds. And
Hmm.
I told him that. I'm like, obviously after the show, like you always have somebody in your mind, that's pushing you. And I didn't expect it coming into the show. And it's never mine until it's mine, until the trophy's in hand. It's like, okay. Because then you get in your head sometimes. You never know how these things are going to go. Um, but I think he definitely did push me a lot. We all have the same coach. So me, Shun, Chevy, I think it was the craziest thing. And I even told Ari, I'm like, as a joke, I'm like, who you paying under the table, bro? Because all these shows, like you're getting top threes. He goes, I know, man, it's weird, right? I go, honestly, in a way, like you look at the guys and there's nobody else that would be in that top three, but how he's peaking everybody. And, you got Diogo
Nuts.
or
It's
Bassa
nuts.
that just won. It's just like with his best look ever. I'm just looking at how much he's taken over and it's incredible. And he's bringing these guys that, you know, didn't ever have these looks more consistent. He's peaking them better each and every week. And Shun's best look,
And bro, we ain't even really dug in the whole bag yet of athletes that ain't competed yet.
I know,
That's the crazy thing.
I
Yeah.
know.
I'm
They're in
actually
the shadows right now waiting.
I'm actually making a video about this because I feel like in the last three podcasts we talked about, wait, isn't this all of cuts in the top three or whatever? It's been really unparalleled.
Oh, it's
And
consistent.
Legion was like 2 through 5. Like even guys that were doing their pro debuts, like they're in the mix. Like you had Bassa, um, who is it? Benny, Shun, um, the All American. I forgot his name. I just know his Instagram tag. But you have
Yeah.
these guys that, and it's not even the strategy of shows. It's just like no matter what show there is, there could be like two on the same weekend. It's like all the cuts guys are in the mix. No matter what show they go to, it's like they're in the mix.
And the
yeah,
thing
and
is,
Also, an
Cuts ain't that
expectation.
coach to be to tell his athletes like, oh,
I
don't do
asked them
this
that
show
too.
because
Yeah.
it's athletes. Don't do this show because this athlete. Cuts ain't like that. If you want to do a show, he gonna get you ready for that show to beat anybody. And it's
Exactly. Beating yourself too, because a lot of times people ask me, they're like, is it weird competing with other competitors? You'll get that competitive edge with other guys.
yeah.
Like, you got teammates that look really good, and you always want to kind of pick Oriole's brain, like, hey, like, what do you think? And he will not ever say in front of anybody else, will kind of pull everybody aside and talk to them individually. You had Chad Owens in the show too, obviously
Yeah.
Chevy, Shun, me, and you got to remember, Ariel has been to so many shows and has seen so many results, whether he agrees or disagrees, that he can never for sure say that you have this in the bag. And the way that he goes about it, he just focuses on what we
he's
can
very
control
broad.
and
Oh,
being your best. Yeah, it's hard. I don't know how he does it, man. Like I was so anxious backstage, and I was just like, you never know. Like people tell you you got it or whatever. It was the same thing with Banks at the Olympia that Ryan Terry won. When got off stage, he's like, you got it. Like Ryan was even in his own head because a lot of us have body dysmorphia. A lot of us look at people differently. A lot of us see ourselves differently in the mirror. We always look at our flaws instead of our strengths. And when you're in your best in the world, you're holding yourself to a standard of everybody else and what it may be. So sometimes we think that we're better than we are, and then we lose, or we think that we're not good enough, and you might win. Like it's all of the luck of the lineup as well, like who you're next to, and sometimes it's unexpected. There was
yeah,
that one show with when Bedquill lost to
I know he's talking about that.
Stevenson, and it was
Yeah,
like I try to always understand it, but that one I honestly did not understand. I didn't get it.
yeah,
And the way that he took it, it was just you would have lost all the money to your name if you bet money on that show, right? I mean,
100%.
that's the part of the sport to where it's like you never have it until you have it. And I thought it was actually closer than like being there in person after I got off prejudging. I didn't think I was confident in myself,
You had
but
it.
then I start thinking about it.
Okay, don't lie. Were you getting in your head in between prejudging and finals?
Yeah.
What were you doing at that
Why?
time?
You didn't move once.
What?
I know, but
You
it's
know
just
you
what
don't
if.
move when you know you
Maria got
don't
something to
move.
say. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No.
It was more so social media.
Told them don't listen to
Oh,
anybody.
it got to him.
Whatever anybody is talking to you about, don't even listen to it. Like, don't listen to the haters on Instagram or whatever. I'm like, they're all just talking shit. It's
Never look at
fine.
the
You
comments,
got
bro.
this.
I
Yeah.
was looking at it
Stop getting in your
They
head.
would
even
they would
after
put
the
you
show.
on one, bro.
Yeah, I know.
Maria has an aggressive tone to her voice. It's that New. Where's she from? New York, Jersey?
Yeah,
Jersey.
she got an
You
accent.
got that
She got a
Jersey,
I
different
bro.
know.
accent.
Mario loves it, bro. He's like, I'm gonna just call her or call you to have her talk. He
Bro.
loved it. He couldn't get enough of it.
Oh, I would not want to get in an argument with her.
And she's real with me, bro. And I'm in the room with like when Steve has looked at me and Ryan has looked at me and Sadiq, and they're just like all impressed. She sees me every day. She sits there. I'm like, what do you think? She goes, came up, but you could still use a lot more. I'm like, but I like hearing that. She doesn't put me on a pedestal. Like there are guys out there that were, they have significant others, and it's like, they're the best thing ever, and you fill their head with delusion. I'm a guy that will never be. It doesn't matter. I think it's just the way that I'm wired through always being a guy that, like Ryan said, the underdog, just I owe it. Nothing came easy for me in my life. I never thought I was really good at anything until I really started, pushing and pushing and pushing. And I unlocked new levels and the goalpost kept getting further, further, further. Like first local show. Okay. When that goalpost was then like state level. Took me a while to win a state level show, but then once I won that, it's like, okay, nationals. Once I got the nationals, it was like fourth, third, fourth, third,
Bro,
fourth,
you were
third. I'm like,
always in that top five. I
yeah.
remember, dude.
Same when I turned pro. It was like I was a second call out guy for years. And I'm like, what am I doing? There's a lot of things in my life that I could have, got rid of to make me a better athlete, which I eventually did, but it took time just like anything else. And then when I did that, I cracked the top three. I remember taking second to Daniel Ammons, my first show of 2023 after having a real proper offseason, 100% locked in. And then it was like second, third, all the way up until Chicago. And then I finally got it. And then it reset after the Olympia, being a third call out guy. And then I was in the same exact spot, the 2024 Olympia, third call out guy. So it's always like I have something to work on and improve. That's why I get excited when I win. And, Tyler is a guy that he's going to talk to you so unbiasedly. Steve's the same way. Like, you look good. Congratulations. There's never really a smile or whatever. There's always just, this is what you need to do now. And, you just hang it up till the Olympia, and I want to see X, Y, and Z, and I know what I got to do. So I enjoy some food. I enjoy life a little bit. Me and Maria are going to have a vacation and do a little bit of a reset, and before we go into this prep, and I think that's really going to benefit it, and just being able to relax and focus on what I got to do, enjoy the win, but also just not get too far ahead of myself to where I'm just, kind of
So,
backing off the gas.
Drew, I got a question for him really quick. So, how long did it take you? How many national shows did it take you till you got your pro card? Because I want the viewers to understand
7.
exactly. So 7. So
wow.
a lot of people out there, they always think, okay, I can go to a regular like regional show or whatever, I can win the overall, then they can go to nationals, and they think this track to their pro card is so easy. And a lot of us aren't blessed like a Carl Presidue or Aaron or people like that, where they win their first show, they win their first national show, then they go on the pro stage, they win their first pro show. Like that is far in between what
Like one of ones, bro. Like look at Derek Lunsford. Like Derek Lunsford is like the open version of what Aaron Banks is.
exactly.
It's
So,
literally
but
the same
look
thing,
at
and it
your
hasn't happened often.
Wait,
look
what
at
is
your
it?
career trajectory of how long it's taken you to get to this point where you're at now, to where you can confidently say you're going to walk to a pro stage and you are the favorite there.
Yeah.
So it takes a long time. It's a testament to what you did, because I know we've all seen that meme before where you see the guy dig into the diamonds and all of a sudden the diamonds
Gives
is
up right
there,
before,
right?
yeah.
Exactly. You took it to the diamonds. There's some people that don't. So I want people to realize that you may think you're so fucking far away from this, but dude, you just got to keep pushing like you did. Just keep getting better, because one day you're going to be in that spot like Drew is right now or Aaron's right now. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, exactly. You never know unless you do work. We've seen Aaron's before and afters when he was posting up. Like you could always tell he had really, really good structure underneath, when he was, fucking off and not doing it like how he is now. But you don't know how your genetics are going to really be until you apply 100% to this. So it's all the mindset too. There are a lot of guys out there as well. Like you, for example, you've been competing for a long time and you're still not a pro.
yep.
So just because you work just as hard as a guy like me doesn't guarantee that you're going to be there. There's a lot of other variables that happen, you know. So
Exactly.
That's why I hate that saying, I'll be the hardest worker in the room. I hate
Doesn't
that
matter.
saying.
it
I
doesn't
fucking hate
exist.
that
There's
saying.
always somebody there. It doesn't exist. There's always
I'm
somebody that
always the most
has.
It
conditioned.
don't
I'm
matter
available.
how hard you work.
Yep.
It's somebody that's fucking genetically crazy than a motherfucker in this world.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I always say if you're the hardest or the smartest worker in the room, that's a problem. You need to find a bigger
Maybe if
group.
you're in a room by yourself. I mean, but those are the guys that claim that they're let the people speak for it. You know, like Tom Brady
Yeah.
doesn't call himself the GOAT. People call him the GOAT because of his career and everything that he has done. He's another guy that was the underdog. Did not come easy for him.
Yeah.
You know, so he got better under pressure. And I always use that with my clients and things like that when they asked him what's your favorite most memorable Super Bowl win, it was the next one. It was never current time, because when you focus like on the current, it's almost like you don't have the goal of the future. He was so far like into the future of what he wanted to like supersede that it was always related to the next thing. You know, the next Olympia, this one. Like once you got it, it's dope to have it. You got something that a lot of people don't have, but it was like he didn't just end there. It's the same reason why Aaron still competes. You know, you're on that mountain. Once you get that, don't matter if he takes second by 1 point, it's still not the win. And he's gotten the win before. So anything that isn't the win at that point when he's done it before, it's a loss.
You said I say this for yourself.
Percent.
I want to wrap up the Toronto Pro to move on to the DC Pro, but I do want to ask about Chevy. You got an up close look at him.
Yeah.
Again, another one of those guys who, from where we're sitting, looks like he's this close to the diamond every single time, but every swing.
Go to the pictures.
I'm still waiting on the NBC news pictures to come out too, because let me tell you,
Those stage
the
photos.
stage lighting was god awful.
It's
Kind of like Chicago.
terrible.
The stream didn't do anything either. And even being there in
Terrible.
person, my tan also wasn't as dark either. A lot of us had really, I wouldn't even say the tan was bad. It just wasn't dark enough. I know the expediter and the tanning lady that has tanned me before in the past, like she does what she wants. If you say you want more, she's like, no, you're good. She kind of
Oh, I
tans
hate
everybody
that,
the
dude.
same.
I
Yeah, it's
hate
worse.
that. I hate that.
And then they wrap up, pack, and then you can't even go back. So, I mean, maybe that's another thing that took apart away from my conditioning. I know I wasn't, it's not even conditioning. I know that if you took a body fat test, I probably have the same body fat as Olympia, but it was that peak in the way that I manipulated it, the crisp, dry look of where, you know, it wasn't that I held water, but I think I was just so full that you still had like not a film, but I could tell that my core wasn't as razor.
I was just about to say it was just the detail in your core. I think that's the
Yeah.
only. All
Yeah,
right,
back was definitely more detailed, but I also put on a lot more muscle tissue that matured as well.
Aaron, what do you see here in Chevy?
Posing.
Mhm.
It's all posing, bro. And I don't know if he's listening or watching, but it's the posing. If you're posing to the right,
He's not angling.
no, it's not even that. He's too far angling in a
Yeah.
sense. Because if he's trying to get the judges to see the waist, you need to that left foot needs to be pushed back a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay, I see what
Because
you're
I
saying.
know what he's trying to do. I know what he's trying to get them to get the waist manipulated, but you're not manipulating the waist with your foot placement.
I I don't know what it is. You guys remember the last week's episode where we're looking at Chevy's back? It didn't translate. Like his
I
lower.
don't think anybody's back really translated beyond Shun's back, to be honest with you. Because
To
I
be
know
honest,
that
bro,
it's
this
video my
lighting
back
was
in
so
person.
terrible.
Yeah.
Lighting was so terrible. So
Yeah.
Chevy
you
has a
couldn't see the
crazy
detail.
look, bro. But I even looking back at these pictures, it's like it doesn't do any of us justice. It really doesn't. Like seeing us backstage, and I got some backstage shots and pictures and bids, and it just for as peeled as I was, like right here, it does make everybody look soft, you know, and everybody was peeled, including the guy that's all the way on the right that had to be probably 6'5". He got his start the night before. Now
So
that dude had
back
like
to my bad. Go ahead.
if he had conditioning like the rest of us, like that guy would do some damage, bro.
Yeah.
The Asian guy, right?
Yeah, all the way on the right. He had to be every bit of like 6'6". He's
Yeah.
huge. He's huge.
That's funny.
Yeah, cuts messaged me about him.
Yeah, I know. He told me he's like he was freaky. He did look better the night before because he probably went out and had some food, but he was another guy that backstage walking around a freak. But you look at pictures like this, you could tell how big he is. But it
Yeah.
didn't translate here, especially with the rest of us. And another thing with Chevy as well, like Chevy is probably one of the most full, gifted guys as far as having complete muscle bellies, but it
Yeah.
is a posing thing. It was the same thing with we'll get to it soon, but Gochez. He always had it, but there was things that looked like they were missing, and you don't see it until he poses correctly, and it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
That's what it took. Same thing with like Ryan Terry's back, for example. Once he fixed his back pose, like he got to show a lot more of what he had when he wasn't showing it. So he had a weak back because he wasn't showing as much. Obviously, it improved over the years too, but it's how you show it. And I think Chevy's front pose could be manipulated to where, his chest could look
Because I
wider.
can understand if he was posing like that and he was in your spot, perfect. But you
Yeah.
got to understand, Tyler's looking at you to his
You can
left,
see his head
and
right
you're
there at the
posing,
bottom of the
and
screen.
you're
Like,
posing, and your waist is being just there.
yeah.
I really want. He's one of those guys. I just want to see get it done.
I know. Like I want to see us get it done so bad, bro. Like I love him and his wife, or I
Yeah.
think it's the fiance, wife, or did
Yeah.
they get?
Yeah.
Like I just love how they are. They
They're
just
good people, man. I saw a different side of them yesterday going out and just, how
Oh yeah,
supportive.
when you're around them too,
Yeah.
like because when I went to Canada and I was with them at the Elevate event, and just them when you see them together, it's a like a crazy
They're funny, dude. They're funny.
feeling.
She tells like stories and stuff, and he sits there. It's like they're funny. They're good people. And then she
She
just
picks on
also did a show as well.
Mm.
It was their first prep, and she looked great for wellness as well. Um, so I was kind of talking to them about how prep is together and things like that. And I was kind of talking about, I'm like, Maria, when are you going to do a show? Because I know she wants to do another one in the future eventually.
Yeah,
And
look
don't be
at she
rolling
getting
your
side eye.
eyes
Look
over
at her.
there.
She's
She's
like,
just
what?
like,
Yeah, I mean, she sees like this was a very difficult prep for me. More so on the physical side. I wouldn't even really say mental. I was in a good headspot the whole time. It just physically more exhaustion and more of fatigue, and my sleep was, I don't know, like it was just different, and
I'm
I
gonna tell
can't
you why it was different
do trend
because
this.
I wouldn't say mine was difficult, but I had some of the similar things.
Yeah,
Is when you ramp up that fucking training, your
yeah,
body takes so much more time to recover. The tiredness come,
yeah,
bro. Trust me,
And
when
having
I
more
ramped up
muscle.
my training,
yeah.
bro, I'm dead. Like I would
That
come
makes
home and
sense
just
because this is
flop
the
on the
most
couch.
cardio I've done in a prep.
Hold on, Maria. Can you give any tips to any females watching this on how to deal with your man in a prep setting? I'm putting
No
you on.
violence.
No, never violence.
I'm from Jersey. I'm gonna beat his ass.
No, I don't know. You just have to be really patient and kind of see it from their side. I've been through preps before, so I get it. Um, and just try to help and support them as best as you can.
Yeah, I like that. Put yourself in their shoes. I think
Yeah.
Easier said than done, but she's done a good job with it. And I'm not just saying it because she's right next to me. It's anybody else would literally rip their hair out. Like
Yeah.
I was very difficult this prep, and I confide in her, obviously being in a relationship, living in the same house. Like there are things that I've done this prep that I've never done before, and that was communicating more about how I'm feeling. And I'm like, I feel like such a bitch talking about all this stuff to where I didn't want to talk to her about it. And she's like, we could talk about other things, but it's like my mind was so locked in on this. But once I would get it out or vent, I kind of, I was feeling so guilty because I was never this way. And I'm like, she always would travel, you know, before me with like her girlfriends and go on trips and outside the country. And when I met her, I'm like, I was super against traveling. I'm like, I ain't doing this. I'm locked in.
Yeah,
I
you
can't miss a meal.
scary
I can't
ass.
miss a
No, it ain't
workout.
you locked in. You just scary ass.
Yeah.
Scared to get on a damn plane.
That's that too, but once I took it out of myself, like it's okay, it's a selfish sport, but she's doing this prep pretty much with me.
Yeah, for
I
sure.
gotta learn. It's not something that she necessarily like prefers to do. Like it's like okay, I'm gonna support him, because I love him, but there's things that I also have to do and get out of my comfort zone and enjoy it to where it could help the relationship grow too. So I told her, let's get this qualify and you never know what's going to happen. So now we could book the trip since I qualified. But told her we'll go to Aruba for a week. We could just eat what we want, relax. Don't even want to work out. I know it's going to be hard for me. I'm like, this is something that I need to do.
Shit, that's what I
For
did.
us, it's not just
Aaron
me.
does that
It's us.
after every show.
I don't.
Yeah.
Bro,
He's on
I tell,
tour.
Hey,
You got to
Drew,
I
do they
release that
have
tell,
this
shirt
in
with the
Aruba?
tour of all the cities you're going to.
What's that?
I tell Cuts, don't fucking text me,
Can't see
bro.
that shit.
What'd that say, Chris?
What it say?
You can't tell what that is? I know you know what that is.
Oh, it's
You
a
are
flight
checked
thing.
Oh, I
in.
thought it was a pregnancy test.
Oh, heck no. This is Crumble Cookie coming to my
Yeah,
house.
I saw. Yeah, I
He
saw it.
said
I'm
crumble.
gonna get some. I gotta order some.
What was
A
it?
crumble
Hey,
cookie.
Oh, the
yeah,
crumble you're getting
Oh, I
delivered.
thought he was talking about a pregnancy test.
Yeah.
they'll be here in
Oh,
30 minutes,
there we
and now I'm going
go.
to look pregnant.
Oh,
Oh,
you got to give me a review.
Cause
You got to give me a review on what ones you got and what they are. I know
wait,
you
how?
will.
no,
You
no,
said
but
30
just
minutes?
back to what Drew was saying. No, man, just getting back to reality and living life is it's a mental must for me, bro. Like
Yeah.
it's a mental must. Like there's no way that you can just stay and this is it's all goes back to how I tell people to just not live, drink, eat shit bodybuilding because it's a mentally fucking sport. Like it will fuck you. And
It'll make it your
I've seen it.
personality.
So
Yeah.
you have to take yourself out of the prep mode and all this stuff to where it's just, oh, I have to do this, I have to be in routine, I have to, or if I fuck up, I'm gonna look ugly, or whatever the case may be. But bro, that's why, like I said, man, eat what you're gonna
Balance.
eat and live life, travel the world, make money, do certain things. Like you can't just sit in your house and just think about bodybuilding all day, which
Yeah.
these younger cats do it. Alex did it for the longest time. Like
Yep.
you have to, you would kill yourself mentally just thinking about that all day. There's
Yeah.
no way there's no way I could do that. No way.
Yeah, and I listen to myself this prep. And when I'm in, I try to remind myself, don't forget this, like the miserable feeling of wishing you could eat. Because as soon as you get a full stomach, it's like you're back on your bullshit. You're like, oh, you feel guilty or whatever. Because last night I went out
Yeah.
and like I'm getting these sugar sweats and all that. I'm like, no, like just go back to like still eating clean and whatnot, but be able to enjoy it. Don't
And
work
that's the
don't
thing.
work out
Shit.
every day like you're doing a show still after you just won, like back on the grind, back doing cardio. Some people are wired that way, but it's not necessarily getting you ahead. What gets you ahead is
I
taking that
only did
mental
my
break.
chest days. I
Hold on.
only did Tuesday and Thursday, and I eat like my clean food, but I eat my junk every once in a while.
For that stress reduction does you good.
Bro, Aaron got to come
Need
on
that
every
mental
episode with
break.
the new snack.
Bro,
um,
I gotta, bro, I'm a chamoy gummy bears.
does Cuts let you guys like have that flexibility, or is it different for his top pros versus
When we're off.
Chris's?
When we're when we're off.
He's never really said anything. Just like, hey, send me an update here, and then if we got a show planned out, we start kicking it up like 12 weeks out, and it's like
Yeah.
Okay.
that's
Well,
when we lock
he
it in.
just he just kicked me up. He just kicked me to the curb today. So he said, look, this is what you need to start doing. So
This is
Hey,
um
Alex, and to my defense there, I told Cuts that I wasn't going to be with him for the next 3 or 4 months because of my surgery. So I'm doing what the hell I want, okay?
What is,
And
man?
that's a lot of crumble McDonald's, okay?
That's why Crumble's coming.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's a good menu this week too.
Oh, it's so good.
Drew already checked it out. You already checked
Yeah,
it.
I was on the
y'all
ride back.
ridiculous.
I
So
was
he's probably got
checking
the
it out.
I'm not
text
even a
message
cookie
alert.
fan, bro. Like, so I don't get juiced off of that.
No,
Because you like candy, like it's
Yeah, I'm
different.
a
'Cause I'm
candy
not a candy
person.
guy. I'm like a
Crumble cookie
bakery
is
sweets guy.
trash, bro. Crumble cookie is overrated. That
I
shit,
can't
Yes.
even.
it's so overrated, dude.
Some are good. So I like the cornbread one. We love
That
it.
yeah, that
I know she's
cornbread.
picky about cookies and stuff, but they had a
Oh,
cornbread
that
one
one
that
was
was
good.
so accurate with like this. What was it? The
They
buttercream
had
on.
like some butter with
It was
cream,
crazy,
honey
dude.
drizzles
I'll
on
tell you what,
top.
it was crazy.
That was
Yeah.
good.
Hey, pause. Y'all, boy. Hey, let me
Baby,
go to the bathroom.
Oh.
take us in there with you, bro. You good?
We're not pausing. We're talking about cookies, all right? You
Yeah.
don't love
Wait,
them anyways.
before we get fat, let's talk about Drew. Can you see this? I know you're on your phone.
Yeah, I can see it.
All right, do you want to run through it? Do your thing?
Yeah, so sixth place, Michael Augustino. He's been sending me updates throughout the prep, side by side, things like that. His best look by far. Biggest thing in this lineup is, he is a smaller guy, doesn't have the best taper here from the front, but as far as his structure overall, and I know he's a guy that's in his 40s, to
Oh,
be at his
wow.
age and make the improvements that he is insane. Because I see his side by sides, and that's the thing that I like. And being in the top 6 at a show like this, I think it was a crazy win for him. and
Yeah.
moving up, and just looking at his older shows. I know they didn't have the best lighting here, but like I said, he's peeled, bro. Like he's absolutely peeled. You see it in his lower back. He had a really good look.
You said something. None of the shows this weekend had good lighting. Not a single.
No,
No.
These I did a DC Pro, one of the worst shows I've ever done lighting wise. Toronto Pro based off of the live stream, and then what Drew was saying, not the best lighting. And then Mile High was trash. Mile High was probably the worst of them.
Mile High has always been bad like that. It's like the Chicago Pro lighting. Whenever there's like an orange background
Yuka,
or
where
something,
you
I
at?
notice.
Right. I was sitting here, bro. I can't help but like look at this, and as a fan of bodybuilding and seeing it, I don't know, man, it's just frustrating.
There
But
should be a standard.
yeah, there
Yeah,
should.
I agree. I agree with that. There should be a standard, like a black backdrop, like New York Pro
Yeah.
or Pittsburgh.
All
I like
right.
the way that was. Fifth place, my buddy Jordan. He's out in New Jersey. We train every now and then. He's one of the sickest backs ever. It's just, his front shot. He has hernia and he doesn't have the prettiest midsection. So that's what holds him back. But I still think he can improve on his shoulders. I think his chest is really bubbly. Just enhances taper. And I know he's ways away from his weight cap as well. So structurally, it's amazing. It's just they're small, like especially at this level when you're cracking a top five. It does come down to just your structure and where you're lagging. In this lineup, you definitely see it in the core.
Why he look different?
This is probably.
Cut his
I didn't
hair.
know that was him.
Cut his hair, or it's just the backdrop. It looks like.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what this is, but this is the worst look that I've seen from him, and it could be the lighting. And I like
Yeah.
his physique, bro, a lot. I like his.
He doesn't get better as he goes. I've noticed this from him. I think that he was really burnt out after New York because he does, he has a high ceiling. It's just a matter of he needs to strategize his shows. When you do New York Pro, do it once, or I would say once. You know what I'm saying? Like get your feet wet, see how you are, do that show to stack up. Don't do it every single year. Like when you see the lineup come out, like usually you don't even got to see the lineup. You know the people that are doing shows like that. There's no point to do it. You're not qualifying. A guy like him should be coming out the gate with shows like this
Yeah.
and just really locking in and listening to the feedback. And I try to help him. I try to give him feedback only when he asks, though. He's a friend. You know how it is. Like when you have a friend, like I don't want to be overbearing. I don't want to be telling him certain things because I
You can
respect
only
the
help so
friendship
much.
enough.
You can only listen to
Yeah.
so much. But the thing is, like I say, a lot of these guys, I'm not saying it's an ego, but some people got to understand, like when you got veterans like yourself trying to help them out, buddy should kind of take a
Yeah.
little bit of advice, you know what I mean? So, and I mean, we've talked about his physique a couple different times on the podcast. So, it's,
Yeah, I mean, just needs to be more strategic with the shows. If the goal is to go to the Olympia, and I know that's his goal, you can't just have it as a goal. You got to do what's needed and take the proper steps to achieve that goal. And right now, it's just, there's things in this.
I can give him the best advice right now.
Let's hear it.
Let me give him the best advice, Jordan. If you listen to me, fire your coach, hire cuts, shut it down for the rest of the year. Come out of the next year, banging.
Yep. Good point.
You need to be stopped with this firing of coaches, bro.
That'll make someone happy.
It's nothing personal, I
It's
met him.
not.
It's not.
Bro,
He
I'm
needs
just
guidance.
realistic, bro. I ain't got a sugar shit coach shit. I just see it how I see it, bro.
Didn't I say that before? I've said it before, but you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to give advice unless it's asked or, and I don't ever want to cross a boundary because he is a friend. There is a respect level. I don't want to waltz around like,
No. As a friend, you got to be the
Exactly.
realist.
Yeah.
Not somebody to sugarcoat. That's what I'm saying.
I've told him before, but there's only a certain amount of time I'm not going to keep repeating something. And,
yeah, true.
they're either going to take it or not. So it's kind of like, he talks to me and I tell him, and I don't want to feel like I'm ever,
What's up? His coach was local to him a bit, doesn't he?
Yeah.
See, I'm telling you, and I don't know his coach at all. I bet he's a great fucking person. I bet he's a great coach.
Right.
I'm not saying he should leave.
100%.
I'm not
He's a pro as well and competes, and
I guess
he does the same shows. Like he does the big shows.
There's levels to this.
I'm saying that based off of Aaron told me something before I was ready to hear it. He told me the same thing in the past, live on this podcast, and I wasn't ready to hear it.
No, you wouldn't.
And No, we talked about it, right? But
We did, but you wasn't ready for that
I
he
conversation.
remember.
wasn't ready for it. But
Yeah.
when I'm months past it, right, I can look back and say he was
You
being
let that shit sink in.
yeah, he was being a good friend, and he was just giving me his truth from a broad perspective. It is what it happened to be live, right? Now, but with Jordan, bro, I feel like this. I don't like seeing his physique go backwards right now. I think that's the biggest issue. I think he has a lot of potential. I've always been a fan of his physique. I think he needs to shut it
A
down.
lot of potential.
He needs to get the hernia surgery. Like that's the first thing he needs to do.
Yeah,
Like you can't act like that's not glaring, especially in the landscape of the Ali Bilal's, Ryan Terry's, the shredded midsections. It doesn't make sense for you to continue to handicap
No
yourself.
matter how good your back is. I mean, there
Yeah,
are things like even with me, as good as my front was, it still my back needed to improve. And
yeah.
it did. But this is a surgical thing that he needs to figure
Yeah.
out. Same thing with gyno. There's a lot of guys that have great looks, but the gyno is going to hold them back. It's part of your presentation.
And I want
You
to be
know,
I want to be clear too. Like I think he brought the best package he brought ever.
Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh. So I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying fire your coach. I'm just saying, bro, there's still things within your control and your variables that aren't being controlled right now. And I think
Mhm.
if you can fine tune that, he's gonna be good. He's a good poser, right? Like he presents himself well. There's just some things that he needs to clean up. That's all. But
Absolutely. Absolutely. Couldn't
all
agree
right,
more.
all right. Instead of beating him down, let's jump on to who's this, Jules?
Julian
I ain't
Smith.
beating them down. We're
That's
just
what we
trying to
were
get a
talking
young man
about.
Julian
advice.
Smith, bro. I
I
love this
told
kid's
y'all.
physique.
Didn't I tell y'all? I
Yeah,
told
you did
y'all.
say that. That was
I
you.
fucking told y'all.
Will, we got to pull up. All right. So somebody run down Julian's physique. I want to
So
see.
he went pro in Universe last
Super
year.
dope
He
And
physique.
he
won it.
waited a whole year to come back as a pro and compete in the same venue, which was the New York Pro. Um, Crazy improvements from literally everything, even his quads, his calf. Like he improved everywhere. He is a little bit of a shorter guy. He's younger. He's 25. I mean, but his structure,
Yeah,
everything that he has.
he's
And I was
gonna be
actually
good.
talking to Maria about him the other day. Like, I'm a fan of his physique. I even went up to him and I'm like, dude, I love your physique, the way that you flow, your shape, the mindset that you have, knowing that you need to take time off. Like, yeah, do a New York Pro as your pro debut, just because you're local and whatnot. You want to see how you stack up. But now he's strategizing his shows, and look where he's at. He's cracking his way into a first call out, to where it doesn't matter what lineup you're in. You're in a first call out with guys that are have been pros for a lot longer than you. So you're making a statement. From
Yes.
him, more fullness with time, muscle maturity. Core is going to be tighter, and this is a timing thing. I think his conditioning is great. I just think it's going to be time to really mature that muscle, especially with me. I was pro at 22, so I mean, it still took time. Look at how much my physique changed in just a matter of years. It's going to have the same effect, and he was way ahead of me when I turned pro. So I
Yeah,
mean,
no, he
looking
was.
at him and knowing the mindset just from talking to him and seeing how he picks out shows, I think he's definitely going to be an Olympian. He just needs to
Oh,
keep
for
going at
sure.
the pace that he's at, and everything's there. His back is crazy too. He's probably the widest ratioed guy, like shoulders to waist in this lineup.
Yeah.
Especially in the comparisons. It's crazy.
Look at those legs, bro.
Yeah. From the back too, you could see
Yeah.
his quads. Like
Yeah.
it's
He got a
wild.
good coach too,
Damn.
Joey.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Joey's a good cat right there.
He's making
Yeah.
those look like Hanes underwear,
Coach.
bro. What the
Yeah.
hell?
Yeah,
He
he's
looks,
got a dope look. He's got a really dope back too.
he looks really good. I'm excited to see what he continues to do. I know he's a young guy, and
Yeah.
he's one of those guys who still, like you said, he still needs the time. But the fact that this was a pro debut, you said?
No,
No, New York was his pro
Oh,
debut.
that's the second
I
one.
think
Go to
he
his
was like
back
a
shot.
11th he just missed the second call out, or he just missed the top 10. But
But
Go to his
still, bro,
back.
New York Pro was hitting.
yeah, even
Go to the
still,
back shot.
be able to sit here and say you're in your first pro season, you got a top four. That's extremely impressive.
Yeah.
Go to the back shot.
Oh yeah.
I think his color could have been a little bit darker as well.
See what I mean?
Even
Listen,
to like Augustino, he didn't look like he had glaze, and I know he's conditioned because I guarantee he put on glaze, his body just absorbed it. When you guys are really dry on stage, what happens is when you put on glaze, your body is so dry that your skin's dry that you absorb it so quick that when you go on stage and you don't apply it right before, you're gonna soak it up and you're gonna look flat on stage as well. It's a problem that I had yesterday too. I wasn't popping as much as some of the other guys because my body soaked it up, and it was kind of I wouldn't say rushed, but they're very like matter of fact, get here, be here. You can't go in the back, and they have the tanning and the glazed chicks like working on everybody else that was going on after. It's kind of like they weren't around. You didn't have access to them. So it's like before you know it, you get glazed and then they're MIA, and then you want to make sure that you're pumping up and everything. It's like you can't find them. You're like, fuck it. So
All right,
it's another thing
comes
that I
in.
fixed.
I didn't know who this guy was. His
This
name
was
I didn't
probably a
either.
surprise, yeah.
Hygor.
Why is this dude private?
I don't know. Let's do it too
He
much.
follows you too.
He don't want to make money.
Well, he's that breakdown. Let's see.
That's the thing.
He looks dry.
You're
He
a
looks
men's
really
physique
dry.
competitor with a private page. You broke. You ain't making no money.
Drew, you said something earlier. He's a guy with a narrow frame
Yeah.
who makes his structure within that look good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not a big
The way
guy.
that he's posing and angling too, and then being
Yes.
healed. Yeah.
Yes, and yeah, I think he did a really good job at doing that. I
No,
think
this guy he looks, the
Yeah.
thing is,
His
even
legs.
with this shitty lighting, he's the most conditioned guy.
I was gonna say that too.
I think
You can just tell he looks like he's
You can
plastic.
tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See the back pose. Yeah. Got to fix that posing though.
Yeah.
You got to rotate them.
Got to drop those arms.
Lats right
Really
underneath.
good.
Yeah.
Because that lower back is in. It's just not showing because he's so high. I feel like his
Yeah.
traps are pinching.
Yeah.
And that's a bad back shot of Bassa too. I just had to say it. He's not even in the pose fully.
Fair enough.
Oh yeah.
All right, and then coming in second.
Oh, wait till you see the next show. I don't
Yeah.
know who be picking these things out, but
No, the next show is bad, bro.
it's
Um,
horrendous.
Oh man.
All right, coming in a second, we have Stan. Bro, I was so happy to see him come in this position. Like, I don't think this was the best version of Stan I've ever seen. I think he has a tendency of being a little bit more, I guess, detailed through his lower abdomen, but you can still tell this man.
I think it was a fullness thing. I don't think it was detail.
Yeah.
I think it was a fullness
Yeah.
thing. I think he's
This is
definitely
that
flatter.
I have never seen Stan more that streamlined.
Yeah. He pushed conditioning to the point to where he
He's
gets blacked out.
Usually bubbly as hell.
bubbly dude, the
Yep.
most bubbliest on stage.
Yeah.
He's very cute.
Him and like a Daniel Ammons they're always
Yep.
just those
Yep.
bubbly cats on stage.
He looked good.
Yeah, but he still stays relevant, bro. And he's picking his shows, like he's showing up. He's pushing guys, like he's always been in the mix. I don't think he's qualified for the Olympia since 22
That was
or
on
21 because
That
he
was on-
qualified on points, and he's stayed super consistent. He's always in that conversation. Another guy that's like Chevy. If he just did a few more shows and filled out, maybe it's a weight cap thing because he is really, really dense for his height.
Oh, Drew, I have a question. I'm not sure if you know this. Who is the guy? Is there anyone you know who qualified off points who made some noise at the Olympia?
Uh,
Top 15?
no,
I can't think of anyone, right?
no.
So I guess it makes sense that they got rid of the points system.
Yeah, I don't think there's ever been anybody. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section, but off the top of my head, I don't remember there ever being anybody that
Yeah.
qualified on points. And I think maybe that's why they got rid of it too.
Makes sense.
You're
Yeah.
not saving that many spots. It's just, okay, if you're getting there on points, you had guys that were doing 17, 18 shows a year. One, it's unhealthy. Two, it's like, okay, you qualify on points. That means that you're not ready to win a pro show, let alone it's all these points add up. Some guys were getting points for just being fifth. So then going to the Olympia to just be a last call out for that, that's probably why they're like, okay, the Olympia is losing its prestige because, it's, you still qualify, but it's almost like, not to take anything away from anybody, but my point is with Stan, he's still taking second. He's still in the mix at all these shows. Like the lineups don't matter, guys. Like, the lighting and all of this, like strategize your shows. There's no easy show because you got to put in your contract right before literally it's due. And you don't know who's doing it unless they announce it. It was the same thing with me in Toronto. Like for months and months and months, it was probably 4 months. I finally decided to do it. I'm like, you know what? I'm on the poster. I want to defend it. That's the goal. That's the vision. I wasn't arrogant or cocky. I just knew that, hey, I'm going to go into the show. I'm the guy to beat. I'm going to post it. I offered to buy Andre Ferguson's flight. Like I wanted guys to do this. I literally wanted guys to do this. Like I wanted Andre to do it. I was hoping that, okay, if he didn't do Legion, like I wanted this stuff. And I told Maria when the list first came out, because Carlos Okran, I guess, dropped out. I saw like a post or something, him responding to Benny or something, or Skinny Macho. And I was like, damn. So I actually sent him a message. I'm like, I said, I'm excited to compete with you. And I realized he wasn't even competing. And I was bummed out. I'm like, these guys on the list, like for me, this was a show that if somebody beat me, they would have made a name on themselves beating me. There was nobody in this lineup that if I beat them, that it would really put me to the next level. And you just had that
100%.
conversation on the podcast. So if anything, this show would hurt me more than anything.
100%.
I didn't know who was going to show up, so it's like,
But
that's
it
when it started
also
getting into my head.
no, but listen. There's 100%. Once the roster came out and Carlos was off of it, it was. I don't want to say you had more to risk than you had to gain, right?
Yeah,
So because
100%.
you are the guy, right? So if you come in off, like you're the only one. I think you are the only one who could have beaten you in that situation. So again, a lot of eyes are on you, but it also says a lot that you fucking delivered, right? Like you
Yeah.
didn't let that pressure, get to you. Like you came there and did what you needed to do. And I think that's what builds like that height level of consistency. That's what we say in men's physique. It's consistency, right? Handle your business. If you go to a show and you come in second and then you to Carlos Okran, that's not a bad thing, right?
Yeah.
It's again, he's expected to. If anything, now it's like fuck it. Like when I was going against Edbon last year, I was like, all right, fuck it. You know what I mean? He's fifth in the world. They have nothing to lose. I might as well go try to do something.
Same
So
thing with like Olympia right now. The goal is always to make top 10, and there's so many guys that I was always grateful, not just to be there, but just to be like, you know, it's still 16th, so it's still last place, but being in the center of third call out, it's still like a consistent thing with amazing competitors, So, but once you start getting into you're established and you're making a name for yourself, and once you've made it before, like if you've been in first call at the Olympia before, then you move to second, it's kind of like, whoa.
yeah.
So the goal is
For me,
always
I went from second to fucking fifth. You know what I mean? Like I know how that feels in the fucking reverse, but I also seen people like Ali Bilal go from that fifth all the way
exactly.
to that second place in the world. So
And you see guys like Aaron who just never out of the top three, even
yeah,
if they're off or like,
just
you know what I
never
mean?
left. He just pull up
Yeah.
and yeah, exactly. All right, before let's close this out real quick. Bassa, man, this man,
Lights out, bro.
Crazy,
Lights out.
crazy improvements. Got it all together.
It honestly didn't look like a show. He was that far ahead of these other guys in the lineup that you just knew.
Wait, who was missing from the show?
It wasn't someone missing.
He wasn't missing.
Place.
He just didn't show up.
It was your boy that you were saying Bassa was going to lose to.
Who?
Vinicius.
Oh, he was there?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
He said, I'm doing this for you, Aaron. 8th. Smack.
Wow.
Wait,
really? I didn't think he did the show.
Yep. I had to
well,
check.
Bassa, I take it back. Bassa, I take it back. Congratulations.
They can't go on paper, bro. Like who's showing up, or just because somebody got looking at it.
What Alex said was spot on, though. You have to give Alex credit. He said,
"Oh yeah, absolutely. He's not consistent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or he's going to be out."
He has he's such a high ceiling, but a crazy low floor, and it's never in the middle. It's just one or the other. It's the Arnold Classic, second place to DC Pro. I don't know what place.
That is wild.
It's wild, bro.
I thought he didn't do the show. I swear to God, I thought he didn't do the show. That's why I was like, we're missing somebody.
Oh shit!
Congratulations, Bossa. You proved me wrong.
Congrats, bro.
Look
crazy.
You look crazy. Like I was just waiting to see this right here. His lower
that right there is sick.
That's what I was waiting for.
Yeah, he brought it up so much, man. Like it's night and day from 2023 when I competed with him. It's just absolutely insane. More mainstream, the taper, everything.
Yes.
Even more shoulders. His chest is crazy. Already was crazy, but more balanced.
He has my favorite physique. I'm gonna keep saying that's my favorite physique. So.
Really?
Yeah, I love it. I don't know why. I like it.
It flows.
He has a really clean look. It's like he's not really missing anything. He can have more of something, but he's not really missing anything. You know what I mean? All right. Do you guys get a chance to look at Mile High?
I did, but everything came out a little bit later. It was like
I do want to cover one person though. After this, I do want to give a shout out to the Masters who's qualified for Olympia. I do have to give him credit.
Okay, bro. I was gonna say stop with this master shit, bro.
No. He went against AJ Ellison.
I know.
So it's a good one. But
yeah, he's rocking manifest. He looked crazy. All right, this is your top. So I believe.
So, sorry for everybody who thought they was gonna be Goches, but I had to get his posing right. Literally, what was it, Thursday?
I saw.
We were on Thursday for about an hour trying to get this boy to stop freaking leaning back like this or doing the weird fidgety stuff. He took a lot of things out of his presentation. I said, bro, make it simple. Front, transition, back, transition,
Yeah.
front, get the hell off the stage. Of course, he still did the thing that his load up, which is totally fine, but he brought a package. His coach brought him in. All he needed to do was to execute.
You
And
know,
he did that.
He's
Like, look at his shape, bro.
not much more to say in this lineup. I
Like,
mean,
look at that
with the
shape.
best and
on paper, this is the most competitive lineup of the show or of
This
the
weekend.
without a doubt. This is the most competitive lineup of the weekend. But when they all came out, man, to me, Gochez, or I know what, I'll say Anik too. Anik was close. This guy right here. Oh,
I don't think he was as
Ryan was
old
tight.
as
Was way
New York.
too tight.
I mean, this was
that
no, this
Ryan
bro,
was
that guy,
awful.
you gotta understand, bro. Y'all if you got gyno, do not compete. Just don't compete. Get it fixed first.
especially if you get
Like,
He should be like right
it's
now with running the gauntlet and stuff.
a
You know,
bad look.
it really
Oh,
well getting ready for the Olympia. He should have just shut it down, got the gyno, came into the Olympia because then that's what's going to improve his look.
Wait,
Because
who?
Ryan Clark, I don't think he's going to be able to improve his look right now.
I'm
18
talking
weeks.
about neat.
Oh, I was talking about Ryan.
Ryan got gyno?
I thought you were talking about him.
No,
I was gonna
I'm
say
talking about neat.
Any guy that has gyno, I think that they should just cut their season and get it fixed.
100%.
Any guy, and I was one of them that did it. Once Tyler told me, he's like, "Hey man, get that." But he literally,
I got a doctor for y'all if you have that problem. If you're a pro,
Because the thing is, it's like with that crappy lighting, it just made it just
shows more.
it popped. I'm like, oh.
And if you're flat and you come out flat one day, Deke Walker had the same thing. It's going to show that much more.
it looked puffy, if anything, not like pointy.
yeah, it's puffy.
It's very puffy.
It's very glaring whenever you're that close. You can see it easily.
So who came in fourth here? Was it Skinny?
Skinny Macho, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what happened? What do you think happened to his look compared to?
Posing.
No, I think it was more than that. Well,
I think he wasn't serious because he already won.
I think he was definitely softer. And for him, like, you know, he's known to be more of the fuller, softer guy. So I know they're just waiting to see the conditioning from him. And I think he just kind of, you know, yeah, definitely just, he has everything there. We've talked about it many times. He's so full and just needs to nail that conditioning.
Like I said, Ryan came in crisp. He was very, very conditioned compared to where he was last week. So it's going to make him look a little bit more not conditioned.
Are you saying Ryan?
Ryan was very crisp. Yeah, I actually said something to him before the show. I said, dude, I was like, you turned it around the last week. Like he looked very good.
Yeah.
Ryan's always crisp, you know. It's always so. That's the thing.
Ryan
like,
is one of those guys who's always conditioned too.
Yeah,
I thought this was Ryan's best look of the year.
Yeah, I agree. 100%.
I thought this was his best look of the year. He was like
the stage lighting didn't do justice. I thought it was absolutely terrible.
Absolutely.
And see, okay, now look.
Ridiculous.
Now I'm not. We're gonna talk about posing. Ryan has a great phenomenal look, but one thing that he's not showing is that left lat.
Yep.
So now when you're not showing your structure and your taper with somebody who's maybe to the right of you, may not be as conditioned, but they're showing the taper, the structure, everything in the proper fashion.
You think if he straightened out that left leg so he was standing more tall and then just twisted a little more? Yeah.
I think so. I've been to me, all my clients, we don't do that bent knee shit no more.
Yeah, that's what Cuts yelled at me all the time.
It's a stiff or straight.
Yep.
I like
that bending shit. Bending, why would you stoop lower to somebody who's going to give and appear bigger and show a fuller look?
Mm-hmm.
No, and Ryan's already not that super tall of a guy.
Stand tall.
I would never stoop low. I would never.
I agree.
Because Skinny Macho is shorter than Ryan.
He stands like damn near straight up. Yeah.
So quickly recap Ryan's season. He did the Arnold Classic, right?
Did he?
Or did he?
Arnold. He did the Arnold. He did the Arnold.
I don't think he was in the top 5, right?
He was 7th.
Okay, but even still, like that doesn't speak negatively about his career at all. But like he qualified, he won 2 shows. He got 3 overall wins in like a small time period.
Yeah.
Do you think doing this many shows in his position hurts him leading into the Olympics?
No, I was going to get on here and say I don't know why he hasn't shut it down yet. Like
Takes
it's
away from the improvements you can make. You know, and I didn't
my
mean to
thing
talk about him with
is
the GYNO
like
earlier. You had him confused with the other guy you were talking about. But my point is, regardless, like if you are trying to make improvements, you're already qualified. There's no point to do more. Like I think he wants to run the gauntlet to make a name of himself. You know,
he
beat
has
more
a
credible
name. He made
guys.
a name
Exactly.
a couple years ago with bro. You don't think people don't remember the fucking elevator picture?
Yep.
That's already enough to have your name there.
He
You
wants
don't
more.
need to keep.
Nah,
There's no way. There's no way.
I get the idea of running the gauntlet. I don't get the idea of spreading it out this long. I think that's what it is. If you want to do like 4 shows in a matter of 6 to 7 weeks max, like you gotta cut it.
I
Like,
would have did exactly what I did to Arnold in Pittsburgh and just shut it down.
yeah, but
And he qualified last year. So he didn't even have to do anything this year. So I think like one, and he won another one this year. So it's like, I think I would have just enjoyed that high, getting the dub, getting 2 dubs,
That
qualifying
part, yeah.
for the Olympia literally twice, and then just, we all make improvements.
Because
Shut it
guess
down.
what? All he doing, all he's doing is getting compared to the people that are beating him. And when she gets to the Olympia, you don't think these judges remember? They remember.
yeah. But what did you guys think of Anik before we wrap this up?
I thought he was watery, to be honest.
Yeah.
Unless it was his tan. I thought he was watery.
He's
A lot
another
of
guy
people
that isn't
were.
known for conditioning either. Like
He's not.
once he gets it in, it's going to be dope.
I what was this? Yeah, this is in Colorado. I thought this was his best look to date because you're right, Drew. I know
He
him.
was fuller, absolutely.
Yeah.
But as far as conditioning, no.
See,
And not his best look.
let's see. He did New York, and he looked really good in New York. Really good.
Yeah, he looked good in New York. He stood out to me. He
Look how
definitely
big,
like really, really, really full, but
look
still it's
how
the
big he
conditioning.
is. Just look how fucking big he is.
Yeah, he's round.
Yeah.
That boxer
He's a big
glove
dude.
chest.
You see how the difference between the separation between Andre's midsection and his is?
Yeah.
Once he gets that, it's over.
That's
Yeah.
diet.
It's over, bro. It's like if he can get that deep separation,
Yeah.
man's gonna be a problem. But like you said, Gochez, he dominated, man. I think his structure stood out more than anything. Like his shoulder to waist ratio was dominant over everybody.
Absolutely.
He's a
Absolutely.
taller, he's a taller guy. He filled out his frame really well.
Like a tank compared to them, dude.
Yeah.
Y'all know he won the Arnold Amateurs.
Posing, front pose is
2000
perfect.
Yeah, he
won the
did.
Arnold
That's why he
Amateurs
did the
in
Arnold with you guys.
2021. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why he
Or
did.
22.
All right. You want to give a shout out to Dustin, Chris?
Yes, for sure. For sure. Just because I didn't think it was even close. I think actually that was what the judges said was it wasn't even close. So that's him next to the open
Yeah.
winner. He is, you can see how tight he is, man.
Yeah, he's
I
peeled.
mean, this dude came and peeled. He won his qualification to Tokyo for the Masters Olympia there. And he did do open there as well. I think he got
It's in Tokyo.
what was that?
It's in Tokyo this year.
Yep, Tokyo, yep.
Oh shit! I might have to slide.
Aria's doing it. Andre's doing it. There's a lot of big names. It's going to be a good Masters Olympia. But this dude, man, he was on point. He was peeled. So I had to
Yeah,
give
good
him his
luck.
props because he looked good even in the open lineup.
Let me ask you something. Is Andre actually doing St. Pete? Because isn't he in China right now, like enjoying himself?
Who knows, man? He's in the Caribbean. He's in China. He's
For the dark sport, I saw him in
Do you
Japan
remember?
or China.
Do you remember the year? Well, I forget where he was. I think maybe the Virgin Islands or something.
he was in the Virgin Islands, bro.
Bro, he was out there. He just moved out there.
No, he was just
He's been
chilling.
sitting out there this whole prep. Like it was, I think it was doing.
Eating McDonald's every other day. He was
it
just.
was so funny, bro.
That's the type of shit I'm going to be on right now.
I remember he had a cardio thing overlooking his balcony, and
Yep.
just every single day he was like, "I'm out of here." He left the States. He was out there for months.
Yeah, I don't know how people do that.
I don't know how he does that, bro.
Hard
He's like, I'm out. But yeah, shout out to Dustin, man. A local guy here too. So I'm excited for him. He can definitely make some noise at the Masters Olympia.
Oh, yeah.
He's a
Oh,
clean
yeah.
look. He's a clean look.
Also, just real quick, Tyler Smith qualified as well.
Yeah.
I wanted to give him his props real quick. I actually wanted to have him on the podcast here soon because I know he had a liver transplant or kidney transplant. He was talking about it a little bit, and he's got a really dope story that finally seeing
So
him
he
be able
got
to
a
win.
kidney? or he got one taken out. Totally.
It was a story about I think it was a transplant. So he got one taken out or he got one replaced. I don't know what they did. I read it. I want to have him actually on here and explain
Yeah.
it. But it was some crazy shit that happened from that to going to the Olympia and seeing him pull it off. I shot him a message because dude's always like,
Nice.
what do you
Shit,
say?
if I gotta take a
Underrated.
goddamn
Just
kidney out to look that goddamn pill, I would definitely do
That's
it.
what I'm saying. You're risking it all
Yeah.
after that. That's wild.
I would definitely do it.
He looks like a man
he's a
amongst
freak, bro.
right here. He looks
He's a
so
freak.
much taller, bigger. Like he takes up so much
Is he
space.
6'5"?
He's a
He's
tall
like,
dude.
yeah, his weight cap's like 248 or some shit,
Oh,
250. And he fills it out. Look at his
Yeah,
legs.
he maxes that bitch out for sure. He looks
He's a freak, bro.
But I don't know who this guy is right here. He's a lot.
That's
Black
that's
Terminator. Yeah.
Aaron.
and you got Farouk and you got Mo on the far left. I don't know who the
Raimi.
guy who plays second or the second place guy right there.
He was at the
But
Olympia last year.
looks good though.
Who?
The guy who plays second right here.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
really?
this dude right here, tons of potential, man. I think Aaron.
Yeah, I competed with him in Vancouver in 23, and he just has a softer look, but everything's there. Once he gets the look together, I thought he was a classic guy when I saw him in Vancouver the one time. I'm like, this dude's crazy looking.
Yeah.
He has back double biceps on his Instagram.
He got the muscle bellies for sure.
Yeah.
What do you guys think happened to Pooh? Wasn't this guy like consistently in the first call outs at like
Yeah.
almost tolerance?
Could be travel. It
Pooh.
could be,
Isn't
you
he-
never know.
He
I
lives in
don't know.
I wasn't seeing any updates going in the show.
Yeah, and this guy here too. He placed second at the Shrew Classic. We covered it last week, and now he's sitting in the back of the call outs. But let me
I
show
didn't
you.
even see the guy in the middle, like the Asian guy. I didn't even know he was wearing shorts. He matched the backdrop.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Wait, there was
Basis.
there was a guy who placed sixth, and uh, looking at this physique, man, it doesn't make sense that he's placed sixth, and I'm curious to know what you guys think. Right here,
Yeah, you look crazy.
Rui.
Yeah, that's wild.
Let's see it back.
Yeah, look at this fucking back, bro. Are you serious?
It's his tan.
What do
It's
you mean?
gold.
His tail looks good.
It's gold.
Bro, his back is wild. What?
How is he in sixth place? Right? Am I crazy?
I'd
You're
have
not
him
crazy.
4.
That's
I'd switch him with 4.
yeah.
Maybe
I-
maybe 3, bro.
Posing probably was sucked.
I have to see him next. Yeah, I got to see stage presence.
It
I
had
got to
to
see him
be
next
this-
to somebody. Like
Yeah, it's just a
who
picture.
knows?
Pictures are never
Because it looks scaled. Look at the IFBB in the back, how big it is compared to everybody else's. So I don't know if it's pulled in. Maybe he's a smaller dude. Maybe he didn't take up that much space. But sometimes when they're like this, they're not scaled. Because look at Tyler Smith. He looks smaller in that 6 pictures.
Go to his video right there.
This one?
No,
Or-
up.
up.
The posing
show?
video. I just want to see his
Got some
posing.
dope shorts.
I mean, posing
Cute.
ain't bad.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
He
get
looks
that one.
good, man.
Oh, he looks crazy.
Hey,
Yeah.
that's overlooked right there.
That's an overlook right
Man,
there.
That's an overlook. Yeah,
I
mean, that
was like,
confidence
the posing
is-
has to suck.
Yeah.
But it don't suck.
Watch this.
Yeah.
That's
There's
legit.
way. No way. Dude should have been in the top 3.
Hey, what's this
way.
guy's name?
Rui.
Rui?
R-U-I.
Yo, he looks dope,
He
bro. He
looks
does not look like he
crazy.
belongs there and where he is.
No, not at
That
all.
does not make no sense.
Yeah, he's going to be a
So
problem.
he did make it to the first call. It seemed they moved out. So
Yeah. Like, they must have seen something, but I don't see it. Like,
His shorts were probably blending them into the background.
bro, this looks like a
still,
perfect
bro,
peak.
like that. What I just saw
Bro.
was
It's
It don't
nuts.
look. It don't make sense.
This
to
was
me,
a
it don't
perfect
make
peak,
sense.
bro. This was a perfect peak.
Oh, easily, yeah.
I think his tan, like now looking at it, like, I mean, his tan looks probably
I think
sticks out the most here. And
I don't follow people, but I'm gonna follow the guy.
I just did too, yeah.
Like I'm gonna follow him because this guy
Yeah.
looks fucking crazy.
speaks for itself, man. Like,
Yeah, he's gonna be a problem. But I don't know. Congratulations, Tyler Smith. Yeah, we gotta have him on the pod. He's a good guy. He's a smart guy too.
yeah,
I'm happy to find. He's one of those. You know, what is so cool to see Bassa, one of those guys who kept chucking along, trying to get this Olympia qualification for years. Finally does it. Juan Gomez, same thing. He's the guy who's been doing show after show after show. He's the guy who does 5 shows a year trying to get Olympia qualification. He travels all over the world to do it. Right?
Yeah.
Drew, you're like the only one who's consistent with getting qualifications. Everyone else this weekend, Tyler Smith, like all of these guys, finally got their tickets. Like the first time they're going to the Olympia. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, think about that. That's exciting.
I mean, there's a lot more guys that are showing up now. Guys are hungry, they're pushing. Shit's hard.
Yeah.
I'm glad I got mine already. I'm just relieved, because it is difficult. You start thinking like what show would be after, what you would do. I'm like, no, I'm just gonna leave it all out there and just, give it 100%. Hopefully get it. You never know until it's in hand. Now that I got it, I'm like relieved. Now I gotta, you know, just chill. Don't do anymore. There's no point. There's no point for me to do anymore.
Are you done traveling, Drew?
What's up?
You done traveling? I want to get you to come out to Chattanooga with us.
Yeah, I'm definitely. I mean, I want to take a vacation with Maria. Like I said, I got
Well, that's 2
both down.
weeks. He
Yeah,
got
it's
time.
no, I got plenty of time. It's just I'm going to be not as strict on
Because
my.
I think my last travel gonna be Chris Brown, July 30th in Miami.
I want to go to one of these Lil Wayne concerts here that you just
Bro, you
drop the
can't take
C6.
your girl to a Chris Brown concert. You can't do it.
Aaron's about to go off on you.
They're gonna
You're
like
talking
bring
about
her
Lil
on
Wayne.
and do a lap dance.
Lil
on
Wayne
the
is
C6.
ass.
You
Little
better be careful.
Wayne is ass.
No, he's not.
He's garbage.
Not good as he
He
used to.
just destroyed his legacy with that trash ass album.
No,
You
your
just-
favorite song was
you
that
may have
Bono one,
listened to
wasn't
it, but you didn't
Come
hear it.
on, bro. I was
You
like,
didn't
okay,
listen. You listen like a casual
okay.
fan.
No, see, you niggas is young. Y'all too young for me. That's not the Wayne, the expectations that we expect from him at all. That shit
So
was
listen.
garbo.
Even when the
Garbo.
C3, C4, C5, the mixtapes, all of that came out, he's
You
been doing
missing
this
the
for
one
so
and the
long.
two.
He's still a lyricist, like he's still one of the best to ever
The
do it.
lyrics
He's
are
came out with
great.
so
The
much
hooks
shit.
suck. The beats.
All right, yeah,
Bro,
you're
he's trying to
right.
keep
You're
up-
right.
He's
You're
trying
right.
to keep up with the young people.
You're
the
right.
lyrics are dope. The beats are ass. The
Yes.
hooks are ass.
Yes, I
What
agree.
captivated me in that fucking album? Nothing.
His lyrics.
I
did.
wasn't a fan of the features. I thought he would have had some better guys. Like I wasn't a fan of the features. There are a few, like I would say, a good 5 or 6 songs that I'll bump. I'm just a diehard
Who?
Wayne fan. I always have been.
Who?
Now I
Me
will
too.
say it isn't his
What's your
best.
top two? Do you know?
The
Band from New
second
Orleans?
song, Band from New Orleans.
That song.
That song.
Holiday Island. Holiday Island is catchy. The more you listen, I was listening to it when I was trimming my body and stuff.
That one, he has no flow on the beat. It's like all over the place. I'm like, that one's too much for me.
But the second song on the album is a hitter.
It sounds too kiddie.
I
It
agree.
sounds too kiddie.
I agree. It's weird. I think maybe there's like nostalgia, but lyrically, he absolutely killed it. I think.
Yeah, lyrically, that's him.
Yeah,
hooks.
Yeah, bro. I just don't think it was like he didn't rap on beat half the time. I'm like, what are you doing?
Aaron wants that God Money T-Pain to come back. All right, so just leave him alone.
Bro, no, I need the Carter 1 and 2 to come back. That's my expectation.
Wayne,
that was before the DMT
Dedication
and acid, bro.
2.
That shit ain't coming back.
Dedication 2. Like I need that Wayne. Like
no ceilings.
I'm a Wayne fan, bro. Like 100%. My 2 all-time best favorite rappers right now, well, of all time for me, is Lil Wayne and E40. There's no 2 other.
E40?
Bro, what? Yes.
That's great. I've never heard anyone say that before.
Yeah, because they stupid as hell.
That's rap when rap was rap. That's
And
they're
gonna say, oh, E40 because he West Coast. Come on, name somebody who got more albums than E40. Name somebody who got more hits than
that
E40.
song like "Tell Me What to Go," right? Whatever that song.
Yeah, bro.
Oh man, that's a throwback. Who's your favorite rappers, Chris?
Oh shit, man.
A country.
Probably
fucking
NF and Eminem. White people, bro. I'm fucking with you.
No.
I would say definitely Lil Wayne by far. And honestly, no, I would go with Eminem just because of the sheer amount of stuff he has. And
Eminem is nasty.
Yeah. He's another guy that over time, just with all the like his beats like faded. He's recognized for like the songs that hit back when he made 8 Mile.
Yeah.
And then after like Slim Shady LP and that. And then when he came out, it just seemed like everything was really rushed. I thought a lot of Lil Wayne's mixtapes, like the C6, C5, C4, like those were so much better. And they're just remixes, even than the C6. Like, I mean, C6, when you think of a Carter installment that took years and years and years, he hyped it up. Like the expectation, I think, was so high. And
bro.
when it did drop, I'm like, I'm waiting for the deluxe. I'm like,
Dude,
can
I
you
bought
redeem
that
this?
album, that 8 Mile album, on a cruise because it was parental advisory and you couldn't buy it. So I went on the cruise, I bought it, and I was bumping like I don't know. There were some crazy songs on there, and I was
Yeah, the
like a 13,
soundtrack.
12-year-old kid, just like listening to him talk about punching his wife and stuff. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
this is it.
We trailer park girls go around the outside.
Dude, my dog's going crazy. Hold on.
All right. I'm telling you, No Ceilings mixtape is the greatest mixtape of all time.
Oh, 100.
Yeah, like
Mixtape wise, absolutely.
yeah, greatest mixtape of all time. And he just went on top of everyone else's songs. It was crazy. Dude just went.
Yeah, and then you forget the original ones because he just made the remix better. You forget about the original ones.
He made that Kobe Bryant song. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
I just
Georgia Bush.
Damn.
Dedication 2, the Cannon.
The only one who's
bro.
not qualified.
Crazy. Crazy.
I might have to pull the trigger.
Yo, ass ain't pulling shit. But them nuts out.
You can't even do that.
Shut your ass up.
You gotta keep them in.
Yeah, you gotta keep him in.
Yeah.
I mean, pull him out of his pants. That's all he need to do. You know what I mean? Pause.
I put on both medals for this pod.
Have you got talk your shit? Talk your
Put them
shit.
both on.
Talk
Listen,
your shit.
there's no shit to talk, you know. Like I waited till, you know.
No. Don't
here.
be humble right now. Talk your shit to all the people who was saying Drew got no back. Drew ain't shit.
This is what's gonna happen. Medi has 2. And now I'm going to be the king of Toronto and get 3 next year. I'm already thinking about 3. I'm thinking about that future. The next one's going to feel better than this one.
I see you, Drake. Nah,
Yeah.
Come on, man. When Chris goes pro, I want you to come on here, Chris. Talk all your shit to people who doubt.
Oh, I'll be the worst person in the world. I'll get dead last, and I'll still talk my shit on stage. I'll get disqualified again, like I did in Miami that time.
Wait.
No back is still winning shows, though.
Wait.
No back is still winning shows. It's still winning show. No back. He's got no back. I'm like, that's what he got now.
I was like, what? Is he talking shit? Like, see, I was pretty like,
oh, me?
Got no back. No back winning shows. Hold up.
There you go.
Last time I checked, it was first. Not second, not third, not fourth, not no back. It was first place.
Hey, it's crazy though, bro. It does speak volumes about how good your front shot is. Like your back is improved. And that's the one thing actually Ben called me about. We were talking and he was like, yeah, I just looked at him. His back looks improved.
Yeah.
I don't think the live stream did you justice though.
No, it was the best thing that could have probably happened too. I mean, when you're there in person, even there in person, it was like that Chicago lighting. But I'm still waiting on the NPC news pictures. I'm still waiting on there's some videos and stuff that were taken from the crowd, like Ariel, like iPhone stuff. Like, I mean, I could see it. I see the difference. I see it with my check-ins and things like that. Some of the workout videos that I've been posting. I mean,
that's all that matters.
Yeah, I mean, I saw it and I was rewarded for it. You know, so
if you had to describe cuts in one sentence, what would you say?
Master splinter.
Master splinter. I would say just God sent for bodybuilding. Literally, just the way that he articulates things, and it's not just bodybuilding; it's how he talks to people when stakes are high, how he performs, how he makes the difficult stuff look easy. Even though I know he might view it as difficult, he makes it look so easy, and he remembers stuff. I'm like, bro, it's insane.
You said something earlier when you said that like he's not a coach that's gonna say, "Oh, you're gonna win this." You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, he will not. He pulls everybody aside and talks to them individually, and that's their time. And that's one thing that I respect to him because he respects each individual athlete and their package. You know, there's never any disrespect. You know, he wants to bring the best of each person, whether they're going against, other people. And it's also how they take it too. You know, everybody wants to win, believe it or not. Like everybody wants to win, not whatever happened, bringing my best. Like at the end of the day, we all want to win, bro. You know, it's hard when you're all on the same exact team.
That's what I was gonna ask, bro. How you were literally sitting on stage to your left and to your right of you. You have people he's coaching, right? And obviously his job is to get you on stage. But from the athlete's perspective, like, is it ever frustrating seeing, or is there any kind of negative thoughts that ever work in any of your guys' head? You were all coached by the same guy, that he's paying more attention to this person, or he's not paying enough attention to me, or
never crossed my mind because he doesn't even make it that way. When you know him, like, and you're friends with him too, and he's not friends with all his athletes, you know what I'm saying? Like, but he treats them all the same. It don't matter if you're Banks, it don't matter if you're Mr. Olympia, it don't matter if you're doing a local show. He treats each and every person the same exact way.
Literally.
There's times he won't get back to me right away, and I'll have other guys on the team messing me, hey man, I realize he got back to me. Like, have you heard from him? I'm like, bro, I haven't heard from him. And, I'm in peak week.
Right.
Like that's how it is. Like, I don't have this special treatment that some people might think just because I have a show going on. Like, I respect his time just like he respects mine, and I just listen. I'm at the point to where I turn my brain off. I just go accordingly to what the plan already is in place, and then I change it when
Send
he
them
tells me to change
notes.
it. Yeah.
Let's send them notes.
All right. I'll keep that in the back of my mind while I'm doing these interviews.
Such a dumbass.
Everybody knows already. Everybody
All right,
knows where we're
fellas.
going, bro.
You're so stupid.
I'm gonna go eat a cookie or something before I go to dinner. I'm gonna have a steak tonight.
He said, "I'm gonna eat a
place.
cookie before I go."
He said, "Before I go to dinner."
Yeah.
Where you going tonight?
We're gonna go to the steakhouse. It's Gibson's. We actually named our dog after the steakhouse that we love going to.
That
So
shit must be that good.
best steakhouse in Chicago, bro.
All right, what
Best
do you get?
steakhouse in Chicago.
Let us know what you get out of here.
Post it.
I get the
Post that.
Chicago strip steak. It's like a specific cut that's in Chicago, and I do like blue cheese crust on it. We order these crab cakes for an appetizer, and it's the best crab cake, dude. It's literally like I can't even hype it up because I feel like I'm going to be so biased right now. It is literally the best food I've ever had in my entire life. It's such a great meal, and like especially after, prepping for so
Well,
long, getting a
shit.
win
Let
and
me go get up
celebrating.
and
It's
get
like,
dressed and go to my favorite restaurant. God damn.
fuck it, go do it. You're already putting all that work in, man. Like before you know it, you're gonna realize, hey, I can't do this because I'm back in prep. Like
Yeah, no, I'm going. I'm going. I'm going to Mexico. I'm
there you
finna do
go.
some damage there.
There you go. Just don't
Just
get sick.
be.
Yeah.
No, I'm not getting
I'll
sick.
drink
I'm gonna
water,
be
bro.
naked in
Aaron.
overwater bungalows, just naked.
When you're
Just
there,
bring me mimosas.
he said, when you're there, get all the primo and Anavar you can get.
Oh,
Getting back in is hard.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's the hard
Don't
part.
get popped.
hey,
I
I got
don't
the
need
Coast
that.
Guard
I
that can
got
help you out.
prescriptions.
Oh,
I
he's
get free
like,
prescriptions, brother.
oh wait, I know you.
Brother, man.
We on the same page here.
I don't know the last time I paid for some that stuff.
All right, fellas. Drew, get out of here. Enjoy yourself. Chris,
All right,
always
guys.
man.
Appreciate you. Wanted to
And
hop on here and
Please,
talk.
congrats again, my guy.
Appreciate it, man.
Go
Means a lot.
enjoy your
Oh.
food.
all right,
Yes,
Have a
sir.
lot of
Yo.
sex. Make a baby. Get drunk. Go buy a new car.
take it to a Chris
Yeah,
Brown
fuck it.
concert.
Do
Just don't sit too
whatever.
close. Just
Yeah, don't sit too close. I'll pull her out
don't
of the
sit too
crowd.
close. Aaron gonna be like, he gonna put a hat on, put a hat on.
That's funny as hell.
All right,
Put it
brother.
low
Oh,
too.
man. All right, guys. I'll catch up with you soon.
All right, guys.
All right, later.